Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to the Countdown City WrestleCast experience. Woo! I'm your host, JC. With me is my beautiful wife, Tina.
Yeah,
Hi, guys.
Over
He went there. He went there.
Hey, guys. We'll get to it.
Over there, we got Mike.
I'm going to go by E-Bar now.
E-Bar.
Wait. If we're the experience, did we get signed? Are we signed now? Is that why
No.
our
Yes,
names
with
changed?
totally
I don't
different
have a
names.
big enough
Wait a
beard
minute.
for
Would that make me Sarah?
Sure. Get some game meat.
No, see, I don't think
Sarah Logan.
No, see, I don't think I want to do that because I think my name would be like Kunta or something.
Yeah.
I would not be okay with that at all.
I didn't want to say it on the recording, but I was
On the next episode of Roots. Anyway, follow our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. And you can email us at ccg.wrestlecast@gmail.com.
You know,
To all our new subscribers who met Mike and myself at the San Antonio Assemble, thanks for joining. We hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah, we had a blast, man. That was
We
great.
did. It was a lot of fun. Hope you got a bunch of freebies.
We need more subscribers.
We're looking forward
Sorry I
to
couldn't make it to any of those shows I planned to. but
yeah,
thanks.
That's all good.
But
I was taking care of
How
the
was
children.
BLW?
BLW was great.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to record for the commentary soon and get the DVDs out so you guys can purchase. Stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know.
Nice.
They should be available on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, no pay-per-view to recap or preview. But we're actually going to be recapping the Superstar Shakeup.
The good, the bad.
The ugly.
Yeah.
The very ugly.
Very ugly. Quite a bit.
It gets ugly. Like Kane removing his mask the first time, ugly, but uglier.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Calm down,
That was
RVD.
disgusting. Hey. Where's that title though? It suddenly went missing, didn't it?
So we're going to kind of run through the additions to Raw, additions to SmackDown. Any superstars that are really kind of in limbo, kind of out there.
The whole roster.
Just kind of break it down a little bit. Yeah. Shouldn't be too
So
long.
confusing.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit. So we'll start with Raw because chronologically it's in order. And I think they did it. First of all, they picked a great venue to do this. Montreal crowd is always crazy.
I love Montreal crowds, man.
In English and in French. And thank you, Elias. My brother-in-law is from Montreal, big Canadians fan. So I was just waiting for what he was going to say for the Canadians up there for not making the playoffs. He didn't hold back.
Jeez,
You're right
I'm
there?
sorry. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm always hitting the mic for some
Okay.
reason.
So we'll just kind of run through the list of
Stuff.
superstars that came to Raw, where they were coming from. First of all, the three big ones I think we all can say: AJ Styles,
Woo!
finally leaving
That was
SmackDown.
awesome.
The Miz and the Usos.
That was surprising, but I was like, okay, that'll work.
Okay. Ricochet and Aleister Black, who really had kind of been free agents since they got called up from NXT. They're always appearing on Raw and SmackDown. So I'm going to skip over that one now. We'll come back to it. Rey Mysterio's now on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Come back to that one.
Oh, jeez.
Andrade and Zelina Vega on SmackDown now.
I like
Which
this
makes
for
sense
Andrade.
because Zelina has they don't try to keep a married couple separated.
Yes.
So Zelina and Aleister Black are obviously
What?
married.
They're married? She's
Okay.
not with Andrade.
Yeah.
Now,
What
Lacey,
blasphemy!
And Andrade is dating Charlotte.
Lacey Evans was another NXT call-up that was kind of a free agent. Now she's officially on Raw.
And we finally saw her in a freaking match, and
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, you
She's
can
pretty
do
good.
something besides walk up and
Yeah.
down.
Let's see, Naomi, because her husband came up with the
Usos.
Usos.
Yeah.
EC3, again, kind of a limbo free agent. Now he's officially on Raw.
Also might have gotten Muhammad Hassan and power bombed off
Oh,
the
God.
face of the
Yeah,
hill.
I know. You
Or chokeslammed.
you make your draft debut, and then you have to face Strowman. That was kind of weird.
I think there was an actual reason for that. It's just still weird.
Yeah. Eric Young coming from SmackDown, and then Cedric Alexander coming up from 205 Live. I hate
That's
to say you
cool.
call it a call-up. That is pretty cool to see him on a main
That's
roster.
cool, though.
I mean, hopefully he'll get like at least a U.S. title shot soon, and I can deal with that.
And now the one, not to say these guys aren't deserving, but it did kind of surprise me. The War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe.
Who?
Excuse me.
Who are they?
The Viking Experience, Ivar and Eric. Okay. Yeah.
What the heck is
The name
that?
changes. First of all, they came from NXT. They're the current NXT Tag Team Champions.
Are they?
Oh, wait a minute. What if the War Raiders are
That's what I
NXT
mean.
champions, but on
Rowe and Hanson are NXT Tag Team Champions. I don't know about Eric and Ivar.
Yeah, first of all, here's the thing. I have WWE 2K19. There's still Hanson and Rowe.
Well, yeah,
The
dude,
War
'cause
Raiders
that
and
was
there's
like
DLC.
5
Not
minutes
gonna
ago.
update it.
I know, but still. My thing is like, look, I get the name change thing. I understand you want to take war out of the name.
Then don't put it on NXT then.
The Viking Experience sounds like an exhibit at a freaking museum. Okay, that's what it sounds like to me.
I thought that like when they get assigned to like WWE and NXT especially, they still have to sign a contract and their name has to be approved. So why would they change it so much? It's one thing
but it's a creative thing.
It's one thing to change it from a variation of your name, but they completely changed it. And it doesn't make sense.
I think you had told me earlier like Berserkers was an option.
I saw some article where they said they were thinking about calling them the Berserkers. But honestly, doesn't that also make you feel like Vince doesn't watch NXT in any capacity?
No.
Or have any clue what's going on with it?
Go ahead, Tommy, say it. You want to say it.
Tommy's over here.
Exactly that. Yeah. Does he not at all care that for like 2 years we've known their actual names? Does the man not pay attention to his own company?
Nope.
Probably not. As we all know, the direct feed from the Performance Center goes to Triple H. He's the one in charge of that. So,
but
I get it. It's a developmental territory. You got to kind of run some consistency.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Okay, but even the Berserkers would have made way more sense.
Yes.
It's historically appropriate, for one, and it sounds cool, because plus it reminds me of the anime Berserk, which is one of my favorites, and yet one of my favorite, yet most depressing animes I've ever seen. Not the most, one of, I said, but it's...
Has anybody else's names been changed? The only ones I can think of are like the Iconics. Weren't they just like icons?
The Iconic Duo.
The Iconic Duo.
Which is, okay, that's understandable.
Which is understandable, though, you know.
Andrade, Elias, and a few people lost their last names.
Shortening a name is one thing. Changing it
completely?
Changing the character when you move up. I don't remember the last time that really, or if it has, happened with the call-up.
Not that I mean,
even EC3 got to go to EC3 at NXT and keep it. Not that they've done anything with him.
Yeah, and he made a name for himself in Impact.
And WWE refused to say what EC3 stands for.
I mean, not to get off from that, but I honestly wonder with him if they are going to repackage him because Vince doesn't want the EC3 connection with the Carter. And
is that why they squashed him?
Exactly.
It might be why. Yeah.
I don't know if they didn't want it that bad. They wouldn't keep featuring her on stuff when they talk about old TNA guys because like they keep having her on when they talk about Angle and
like. Wouldn't it be funny if he shows up in a few weeks like in raggedy clothes like? He's not rich anymore, and he can't call himself like a Carter.
Yeah, he's like FD4 or something like that.
FD4, WD-40.
Yeah, WD-40. There we go. Yeah.
I would accept that.
I feel like the sole reason, obviously, he wanted to take war out of the name. I get that, but I feel like he also changing their individual names felt like he did that so they wouldn't be associated with their indie record, with their indie stuff.
But even taking war out of the name to me doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm sorry.
I think from a corporate level, especially if they're going to be going to Saudi Arabia, you don't want that in there.
But in a
I can understand that.
In a company whose pay-per-view is titled Hell in a Cell.
That's true.
I mean, exactly.
But they don't take it over there as Hell in a Cell.
No. When they go to Saudi Arabia, it's, Crown Jewel or Greatest Royal Rumble.
They keep it in the United States. That's
just do what they do with the women and keep them off the show.
Yeah. There's that too. I mean, but I mean, it's true. But as popular as they say they every time they go, they keep wanting the Undertaker over there. Let's not kid ourselves. What are two things the Undertaker's most known for? WrestleMania streak, Hell in a Cell with Mick Foley.
Yep.
True.
I mean, okay. There's a limit to things that make sense, even in wrestling, and that granted, that's a very, very, very short limit. But even this, I mean, I don't want to have war in the name, but hey, let's have that whole pay-per-view with the place where you go when you die and you're damned eternally in our title. That's fine.
Where's the Valhalla pay-per-view?
Let's continue to have the undead mortician who continually says he's dragging souls to hell, and who the devil answers to him with "Sir." What's wrong with that? Or that should be fine in Saudi Arabia. The truly religious company.
Now that you say that, how long was Kane the devil's favorite demon?
For like 3 years.
That's true.
And also, can you use warriors? Because I mean, the warrior reward,
the ultimate warrior. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I don't.
I mean, even Viking warriors would have been better.
We can have a whole episode on how dumb this name is.
So
the Viking Voyagers.
So let's assume, for argument's sake, he had to change the name.
But experience
that's exactly what I was going to say.
You could have just said the Vikings.
So
they're going to be over in Minnesota for sure. I get that.
Just call them the Vikings. Don't call them Viking Experience. Like, what does that even mean?
It's a cruise ship.
Exactly.
It's an experience.
It's an actual cruise ship or like a
museum
ride.
exhibit. It's something you'd find at the museum.
Tell me, someone posted, didn't the Ebony Experience just go into the Hall of Fame?
There we go.
That's true.
Because that's how Harlem Heat started.
Yep.
Granted, did they keep that name and go in the Hall of Fame with the
No, not at all.
I forgot they had that.
There we go. Look,
Okay.
deep down, they're always going to be the War Raiders or War Machine to me. And honestly,
He's always going to be.
Machine.
I hope for their sake they get this over and make the Viking experience mean something.
Or just drop my experience. Just call them the Vikings.
Just call them
Yeah.
the Vikings, please.
Call
For
them
the
the
love of God,
Vikings.
drop experience.
I just
Yeah.
want fans to continually chant war every show, every
I hope
time
so.
they're on
Please,
screen.
when they come out, please chant war. Wherever you are, Chicago, New York, Montreal,
Chicago
Saudi
would-
Arabia, chant war.
Chicago would do it because Chicago gives 0 Fs what Vince wants.
In all fairness, I feel like fans on this side of the world might feel a little weird if a whole Saudi Arabia crowd was chanting war.
That's
It
different.
just depends. But if you're into the show, you're into the show.
That's
So.
true too.
Now on to
The
SmackDown.
experience, Mike.
Now here's the funny one with SmackDown. So Lars Sullivan was actually drafted to Raw the night before, and then
That
he
was
got
weird.
drafted to SmackDown the next
So he's
day.
on both?
He's on SmackDown officially. It's like, I guess we changed our mind.
Yeah, we don't really like him here. We're going to put him over there.
Now the big moves are Roman Reigns.
You mean the Rock experience?
All right, let's just go through this whole list.
He was,
Yeah.
he was waiting for that.
I was waiting for that actually.
Roman Reigns and Finn Balor are probably the big ones. Finn,
You mean the demon experience?
Nailed it.
Wow. Current Intercontinental Champion, which at this point means the Intercontinental and the United States Champions are both on SmackDown.
Actually, I did news about that. I did news about that.
I wonder why, because Fox, maybe? I don't know.
Well, there's that.
That's-
Well,
yeah.
Actually, I think Joe was supposed to be on Raw Monday, but there were some travel issues because he wasn't the only one. A few people couldn't make it to Raw for whatever reason. But he's supposed to.
Passport issues?
Yeah. There might have been, but I think he's supposed to be on Raw. I don't know if they actually announced that yet, but I think he's supposed to be on Raw.
They
That
haven't-
would make the most sense.
As of recording this, the list I have here is what's been confirmed either
Right,
through TV or on their website, their official
Okay,
website.
so
their official moves.
maybe it changed. I
And
don't
you're
know.
probably right, because also the night after WrestleMania, or the Tuesday after WrestleMania, didn't Strowman show up when Joe was challenging people? and
Yeah.
stuff? So
Ooh, Joe versus Braun Strowman. There's a battle of
If
people
Joe gets
who
moved, that'd be good.
who will punch each other until they're both silly.
yes.
Now Elias, of course, 2 nights in a row got some heavy boos. He's could forever be booed in Montreal and Seattle. Ember
God, they booed
Moon,
him
Ember Moon
hard
from
for it.
Raw, Bailey from Raw, and proves that Montreal crowd will boo you even if they're a little backstage thing. So
Yeah, they will.
they especially
I
boo when
think
she
they-
mentioned Sasha.
I was going to say, I think they booed her louder when she mentioned Sasha.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
like,
We'll talk about that in a
I
We'll
little
talk
bit.
about that later.
I got this. Lars Sullivan, the Squash Experience. Ember Moon, the Eclipse Experience. Bailey, the Hug Experience.
Are you taking notes at home,
And
people?
Kari Sane, the Pirate Experience.
Pirate Experience. Arr. Yes, Kyrie Sane coming up from NXT. Very
I was going
excited
to
to
say
see
an
her.
insane elbow drop.
Yes.
Experience.
Buddy Murphy, the Buddy Murphy, the Australian Experience, coming up from 205 Live. Liv Morgan, the Riot Experience, coming over from Raw. Chad Gable,
The Underused Experience.
coming over from Raw. Apollo Crews,
the Can't
Black
Get Him Over
Experience.
Experience.
Can't Get Him Over Experience. Nikki James.
The MILF experience. Nailed it.
Heavy Machinery, the Chris Farley Experience. And Nikki Cross, the Psycho Experience.
Okay, so maybe the name change wasn't all bad because they just gave us all those
Yeah.
jokes.
Heavy Machinery and Nikki were both kind of NXT free agents.
And for
Limbo,
the record,
so they're
the-
officially on SmackDown.
And for the
now.
record, the MILF joke is well warranted because she put on Twitter, could she stay
Yeah,
on Raw and
that's
be
true.
Monday Night MILF? So she could be Tuesday Night MILF for all I give a damn, because she is regardless. I don't care what night it is.
Yes.
Nikki
Yeah,
James,
Anyway.
Nikki James is fine.
to-
That's the point I'm trying to make right now.
She said, like,
Oh, I
was
didn't
it
know
two
what you
kids?
were
I'm
trying
like,
to get
damn.
Yeah.
So with
love
some
like
of
that.
with these moves that were made, something to note here. Of course, they built up Vince making a big change, big move over, and in my head, I already figured it's Roman Reigns. Of course,
See,
they teased it with the lie.
I was thinking it was going to be Brock.
oh,
And I thanked God
like,
it
thank
was
God it
not.
wasn't
Yes.
Brock.
Well, no, because also if you think about it with the move to Fox.
And I was like,
Yeah.
hoping.
Yeah, that's true.
I was there
That's
like,
true.
please be Velveteen Dream. Please be Velveteen.
That would've been great.
No.
That'd have been hilarious because he'd have walked out
Yeah.
like
He
too
said
much
like
faith.
charisma, and I was like, ooh, Velveteen Dream.
if he had come out as the Statue of Liberty again, I'd have popped for sure. Just
Yeah.
like it's just like,
Yeah, exactly.
But we joked about like how is Roman going to get cheered? Well, he cold cocked Vince McMahon when he came out. So
and considering
I
all
wonder
of
if
us
they're
want
going
to
to run.
cold cop this.
I wonder if they're going to run this as a story, a whole top star versus
whoa, whoa,
authority
whoa,
thing.
whoa.
So
When have they done that? That's a new story for them. So
yeah, okay.
New story in the last 5 minutes, maybe.
Now, what's crazy to note here is that some of the teams and stables that have been split up because of this shakeup. So we'll start with Boston Hug Connection. So Bayley, of course, moved to SmackDown. Sasha Banks, technically still on Raw, but her status is unknown at this point.
Yeah.
So, although if you check her Twitter, you think she's with AEW right now.
Yeah, for real.
Her status may just never mind.
Yeah, we'll see. Riot Squad, Liv Morgan has moved to SmackDown.
They're officially like split, I think.
They're officially split. I don't know if Sarah Logan's going to be a part of the Viking experience.
Helga.
Oh my God! Stop.
I saw
Rude and Gable. Chad Gable moved to
Vince.
SmackDown. That team is gone. And Sanity with Eric Young moving to Raw. Killian Dane still in SmackDown. And Alexander Wolf is kind of in limbo there. We really don't know if he's going back down to NXT, if he's still with the company. He's kind of disappeared for a bit. So.
And what's his name?
Sanity should have been so easy to
Alexander
get over.
Wolf. Killian Dane. I mentioned.
Killian Dane is married to Nikki Cross, so they can't have them separated.
Yeah, there you go.
Sanity was so easy to get over, man. How did they screw that up? Oh my
Because,
God.
again, NXT...
Have you watched WWE for the last few years?
Yeah.
NXT is run like a
do you expect,
territory, and WWE doesn't know how to do that. I get that.
We got high expectations,
Yes,
and
we do.
and we always like, oh.
Yeah, how about that? Just,
Other superstars in limbo. No,
So you keep it low.
We mentioned Sasha Banks.
I keep
Drop
watching
it,
too
drop
much.
it, drop it.
I watch too much New Japan. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, that is.
We talked about Samoa Joe may potentially be going to Raw. That's something they could potentially do on Monday, since he is the current U.S. champion. Bray Wyatt, so far as Holly's puppet and toy vignettes.
Is it toy?
It's honestly Bray Wyatt. We can't mistake that. The laugh is obvious.
The laugh, yeah, but
You
is
say
the dollhouse thing? Is that him too? Because that was creepy.
That would make sense to
that
me. He's like a
But the
puppeteer or
vulture
something.
weird thing out of the box was not creepy.
No,
Yeah.
it was. No, I'm saying okay. Look, as a
I'm
kid,
sorry, that was like that
look,
B movie trends.
Okay,
killing.
look. As
Is
a
he gonna be
kid,
like a puppet master or something? What is he?
look. As a kid, Chucky terrified me. So I have a thing about
Maybe-
talking dolls.
maybe that's
okay?
it.
I don't like that.
Maybe-
Same.
Same here.
Maybe
So-
his character is scary movies.
Yes.
Okay.
My sisters, they used to run around with my buddy doll and like tell me it was Chucky. So
Yeah.
I can't.
My cousin had
I'll do it.
My cousin had a Chucky
My
poster in his
buddy.
room, and that thing terrified me from ages 5 to how old am I?
And then how did my parents fix that situation? They got me a kid sister.
oh,
That didn't help me either.
yeah. It's like, oh, good. Chucky has a sister. They could both murder me in my
I was
sleep.
like, oh my God, I'm scared.
Yeah, not exactly doll related, but
So I still don't watch those movies. I can't.
Now the
I
other,
can now, but I
No, I can't.
the other,
I'm
super-
traumatized. No.
the other superstar in limbo is Sami Zayn.
well, fine then.
He appeared on both shows, but I don't know. They really haven't said where he's coming at. He's come back off injury.
He's
on
just telling
Raw.
people
yeah,
off.
Yeah. Is it just me, or does anyone else want him and Daniel Bryan to form a stable with
Yes.
Eric Rowan that just goes out and insults people for like
That would be great.
20
actually.
minutes, for like 20 minutes, like the Dudleys used to do in
Fickle,
ECW?
fickle about how much they're better than people.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
and just like go and like not even wrestle for like 20 minutes. Literally just stand in the ring and insult every single person they see. Call them exactly.
Fickle.
I'd actually I'd pay money to go to a show to be involved in that.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So you look at all these
Yeah,
changes.
that's not bad, yeah.
Who do you think has the better roster right now, Raw or SmackDown?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
You think about not just people that moved over, but people that are currently on the roster.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty evenly split. I think
It
because AJ Styles is on Raw. That's like my favorite wrestler. So and then you also have Ricochet, Usos, Miz. Rey Mysterio. Yes, the Viking experience. I'm sorry, Andrade. I would.
Clearly, I think the better women's division is SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yes, the
all the-
women's
Yeah, the
division.
women's division.
All the
It's
good women
SmackDown.
wrestlers are on SmackDown.
But all the
Okay.
males-
It's not a shot at Alexa Bliss. It's
What?
fine. Okay.
I mean, if you think it is, I'm just.
I'm saying I agree. I mean, Alexa's on Raw.
You agree she's not great?
I'm just saying. I
Right.
feel like they took a lot of the female superstars that they had and moved them all to SmackDown.
Yeah.
and that's prepping. I guess
that's where
for-
they wanted to be competitive. So.
Okay. Anyway,
Maybe they're prepping to bring some other people up from NXT later to
yeah,
Raw, like Shayna.
that could be possible.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
they
and-
may just be clearing the field.
In a
when she
way,
gets there.
Becky Lynch is kind of in limbo too because she
She has
holds
both
both belt titles.
Becky two belts.
Becky two belts, and I feel she said that she's going to defend them separately, and I feel like whenever she does lose one, she's going to stick exclusively to the other.
Yeah,
show.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems
Yeah,
like
but
the way they're going to go.
They
Yeah.
then the whole thing with the brand split. I've always said this. They could have did what they did like originally in when they did the Red Split back in 2002. Like, whoever's world champion, they just go to whichever show has the number one contender at the time. They just feud with them until they either win the belt or lose it.
And they got away with that when Lesnar was champion and said he was only going to work on SmackDown. And I think they realized it was just.
I'm just wondering how long. I'm just wondering how long she's going to have both belts, because I feel like she's not going to lose to anybody on Raw anytime soon. And then, but SmackDown, she might lose.
Better not be Lacey Evans. That would be stupid.
I think a lot of.
No, I honestly think that if she loses, she's gonna lose the SmackDown one.
That would make more sense.
Probably.
Say like Ember.
Yeah,
exactly. Either
Ember would be good.
Ember or Nikki Cross, I think.
I told you for that few seconds or whatever when Ember came down on SmackDown, I was like, we're gonna get Ember versus Becky, and then everyone else came down.
How about that tag team of Asuka and Kairi Sane? Though?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like
what are they gonna call them though?
I don't
Can't call them the Sky Pirates.
I would. Man,
it's Vince. You could.
The Pirates Empresses.
I don't know.
One Piece.
Pirate royalty. Who knows?
The Joshi experience.
Oh gosh.
Pirate royalty would be good.
Pirate royalty.
What the heck is a Joshi?
Because you have Empress, and Princess. So
yeah,
that would be good.
As far as the male roster,
that's pretty even.
That's pretty even.
Yeah.
And tag teams.
Tag teams. Ooh.
I mean, I don't know what's up with the bar if Sheamus is injured, so the Usos are on
I feel
Raw.
like it's not going to be a major injury.
The Usos are on Raw. Ricochet and Aleister, I'm assuming they're still together.
New Day's kind of on the shelf with Big E out, and I know Kofi
Kingston. They got the Big O right now, bro.
I don't know if that's going to be permanent.
Don't you dare be sad.
He nailed
that.
Yeah, he did. He was awesome.
He nailed it.
That was the greatest thing last night ever. Kevin Owens doing that introduction, I could not. I was like, wow.
So
I had to rewind it for JC. Look, watch. You missed this. You missed this.
Somebody found a picture of this when Kevin Owens when of course he was Kevin Steen in PWG. Him, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks were the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, and there was a match where it was a 6-man tag. It was the Young Bucks and Kevin Steen versus I forget.
Is this when he dressed up like the Young Bucks?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it made me think of. I remember seeing
someone
I
remember that. Someone posted that because they'd never seen that picture before. I was like, dude, I think I have this match, and it's hilarious when he comes out with them because I think he even poses.
That's what that's what it was making me think of. I remember seeing that stuff when it come out.
Everybody was waiting for Kevin Owens to turn on them.
I was, yes,
and I was like, oh, it's not.
They already had one Montreal guy come out heel. I feel like they had to keep this guy face, and
but
that was
Kevin
awesome.
Owens is so good at it. You're just waiting for.
I get that. What they should have done though, one thing I would have loved if he'd have done that whole intro and then done it again in French.
That would have been fantastic.
Oh, that would have been great.
Awesome. So
I think they'll keep him face for now only because because of everyone between him and Sami Zayn. He has more experience like with being back and forth, and Sami Zayn's really just now tapping into that heel part of himself. It's like when he was El Generico, he was like only heel because Steen told him to.
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't really talk that much.
Wait. He was what?
I'm sorry.
Two separate people.
My bad. My bad. I kept thinking they're the same guy. I'm sorry.
You are really tired. You're mixing.
I guess, man. They look the same.
Isn't El Generico still down in
he's still in Mexico.
Yeah.
Up in
the orphanage. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot.
What's wrong with you?
It's like the Viking experience and the War Raiders. They're two different people.
That's true. And then
what if the NXT champs come up to face them on Raw?
Dude, that'd be a sick match
in Minnesota.
Oh,
where the Vikings play.
JC's so excited for them to go to Minnesota.
Apparently so.
Dude, they're going to be over there. Let's be honest with you. You're going to have all these Vikings fans chanting, "Skull, skull, skull." That's their whole chant.
So are they going to say that now instead of
war?
They're going to skull.
Why are they so into tobacco products?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway.
Thank you. I'll be here.
That's really our...
Not here.
Before we kind of...
But don't.
I want to talk a little bit about Sasha Banks and the whole thing that's going on.
Gosh.
So there's a lot
of
rumors.
Is this your 1 minute warning?
No, it's not. But, backstage news comes out. Everyone's kind of shitting on her on social media because they were saying she was complaining. She didn't like where she was booked. You know what? Let's be honest. This stuff has been going on in wrestling for years. And only because there's social media and backstage reporters is why we're hearing about it now.
Exactly.
How many of us in our real world jobs have something happen and we just vent about it a little bit to somebody, whether it's at home, maybe a fellow coworker, and nothing happens?
No, never. You never do that.
No, I don't know. Especially as a teacher,
not
right,
at
Mike?
all. Not
okay.
No.
Especially as a teacher,
I can't think of one job. You know what? I'm not even going to lie like that for God strikes me down right as I'm sitting in the chair. So I'm not even going to go to that because Lord knows.
Anyways. I've worked many a retail job, and yes, sometimes there were just managers that just ticked you off. I get it. So sometimes you don't agree with it. I mean, there's wrestlers, you kind of want that fire from, you want that ego, like she should be on top. And if she's told one thing, if this was really what happened, she was told one thing and then they decided to change it last minute, I get her frustration. I understand that.
And wrestling fans have no right to say, "Oh, she complains too much." We complain all the time. That's what wrestling fans do. So let the wrestlers complain.
That's why we have a WrestleCast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because the Spurs are in the playoffs and the Avalanche are in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Go Spurs, go Avs.
Go Spurs, go.
This is wrestling.
go.
What is?
But not the Colorado teams.
Shut it.
We're gonna go
Well,
with.
it's-
we're gonna go with
okay.
a hat. It should just be the Spurs hat.
Okay,
No
well,
offense to
I'm
Colorado.
repping my abs right now. I got the shirt on too. Cause
Yeah,
I'm
he's,
right
he's
now.
kind of going. He's a Baron Corbin.
I am not.
The Avalanche. here,
Yeah,
so-
he's
I'm
forcing
the only one
us.
here that probably watches hockey,
He's
so that's
forcing
why.
us to be a fan.
Yeah.
That's why I'm right in front of me.
Anyways.
So.
So if you stop watching our show because no.
We understand.
What?
A lot of Red Wings fans
Anyways.
are going to turn this off.
Anyways, back to the
Back to the actual
thing
wrestling.
is like,
back to the thing I was gonna add is there was reports somewhere that the reason the whole tag team division was formed was because apparently supposedly Bailey and Sasha kept pitching it, and they're finally like, okay, we're gonna do it, and you're gonna be the first champions. And I guess they assumed or they were told that they're gonna have a long title run, and that didn't happen. And
plans change all the time. in
plans
WWE.
change all the time, and I feel like with WrestleMania, you do need a big moment for another team, and what better way than to have an actual tag team who has been a tag team since they pretty much were in NXT win the title.
Do you feel like they should have waited to crown a tag team champion until WrestleMania?
Yes.
Given that,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
they could have done 6 teams ladder match.
Yes.
Women's ladder match.
I think they
How
could have.
awesome would that have been? At
I think they
WrestleMania?
should have waited. I don't understand why they did.
I think they
you
could
know,
have.
When did they do it? Which one?
Elimination Chamber.
I don't know why they did it then.
I think they could have
I
done
don't
a
know why
tournament
either.
leading all the way to WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah,
That could have been great.
That would have been a hell of a build up. You have the belts as a whole tournament.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done that better.
Mhm.
And but for some reason, and I understand why they did it. Like I told you, big experience.
The Boston Hug
Wow.
experience.
Yeah, the Boston Hug.
The iconic
no, the
experience.
iconic,
Iconic experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
We were
I
going to run this show
understand
to the ground, people. You might as well get ready for it.
No, I just understand why they did it because they wanted a big They changed 8 belts that night, or 8 titles that night.
That's true. There was a lot of changes.
So
Except the Usos.
It was
that,
a big-
that didn't happen until Tuesday.
That's true.
yeah, it was a big moment, especially having Beth and Natty and Tamina and Nia and then Boston Hug and then Iconics. Like that was a big time match, and like to have them keep it would be kind of like, well, who else is gonna beat you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially they don't have that many tag teams. So
Well-
and I get it. And there's a lot of reports
could've
about
gone
what
either
happened
way.
I'm
and
just
what.
saying, don't shit on Sasha because she's complaining about it.
No, not that.
I'm talking mostly to fans out there
Yeah.
just booing the mention of her name. It's
Yeah.
like she's upset.
My,
You got to say it in French though.
my thing is,
Parlez-vous
Don't
français?
Sasha.
Parlez-vous français?
oh wow.
That's all I know. Parlez-vous français?
I'm still kind of the opinion that for WrestleMania, just because they kind of were a team long before any of the other teams were a team, I still would have let the Divas of Doom win it. Honestly,
I don't think Beth was gonna be there.
No,
for a
I
long
don't
time.
think
If
so
Beth was
either.
going to be there for the long haul, maybe they would have done it.
but maybe, but do it and have them lose the next night.
I
you know?
think the whole thing was though that you don't want the titles to look weak. They beat 3 other tag teams and then they lose the next night. That doesn't make it look.
No, that's true. I get that.
I don't know. To me, it
You
doesn't
need
make.
like a
Happens to people
long-
all the time though.
Yeah.
I mean, or
the
the,
Usos at least it made
but-
sense.
but-
They kept
but-
it and then they lost it the next night.
but then again,
'Cause
but,
they've had it for a
But
while.
if they lost the next night, that would just make them Zack Ryder.
Yeah, I don't think you want to have
Or,
Zack Ryder.
or Sasha and all her other reigns.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and where is it? Maybe she deleted it.
Or that time Kane won the world title.
she have a tweet or something recently? or
She
what?
deleted it. Yeah, I guess she deleted it, but she said something to the effect of, "If you only knew Marks,"
Yeah, Marks.
and then she said something else.
I'm not a Mark. My name's JC, but okay.
She put the lips and the peach symbol, I believe, which I've come to understand, or something like that means kiss my butt.
Okay.
Mm.
Who knows?
The more you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I.
Joe. All right.
The other half is winning the war. I mean, winning the experience. Excuse me.
Oh my God, I hate
Some other
you.
news
I
out
hate you
there.
so much.
Luke Harper did announce on social media that he's requested his release from WWE.
Son of a!
Yep.
I hate you, Vince.
Can we do 1 minute warning now?
We'll get to it, but hey, this opens the door to AEW if he goes over.
That's okay. See, but that's my point.
What?
Vince is an idiot. I mean, yeah, I get it. You have your main stars, but you can have a roster of main stars, credible guys. Instead of just saying, "Let me just," does he use them?
No, that's
Mike's 1 minute warning. We'll get to that later. I think Mike's going to talk about that, right? Yeah. So
it's just yeah. That's the problem with you. Let these guys go. They can go anywhere else. And the messed up thing for him is there's more games in town now.
yeah.
Or they can or even if they don't go there, they can do the PCO thing. Who suddenly makes himself a hot commodity, and he's getting big time matches everywhere.
All right. Before we get to 1 minute warning, we'll just mention that Rhonda put on her social media that she is officially taking the time off as her hashtag impregnation vacation, as she calls it. So,
Yeah, man.
congrats to her,
TMI.
Travis Brown. Well, that's what she called it.
Jeez,
Hey,
her husband.
she's
Stop
direct
talking
about
about my
it.
uterus.
Honestly, the way Travis Brown took out that guy that tried
That's
to
what she
attack Bret
said.
Hart,
Yeah,
I have no problem with it.
yeah.
Have fun. Remember, the best part about parenting is making the babies. So,
You've just been waiting to say that on the show.
How long have you held that joke in before
He
you could
tweeted it,
That's-
so
I did tweet it.
To be real, my coworker told him that.
Yeah, but I mean,
When we
I kind of
first
agree.
started having kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. Now JC's gonna remember that forever.
And
Sure enough.
he did.
Hey, Ms. and Mrs. had way more sex jokes on the most recent episode.
That's true.
I gotta go back and watch it.
Yes.
I haven't had a chance to watch those yet. The parts I do
What did
watch
she
are
say? What did she
hilarious.
say?
Yeah,
They
What?
were all saying like all the
What?
they were saying all their
you want-
finishers.
I'll take care of the baby, and you go camel clutch her. That's what Mark showed.
that was that was Maurice's mom. I was like,
Camel clutcher.
Yes.
and then Maurice was just like, don't ever say things
Yes.
like that again,
Yes. Please watch Ms. and Mrs. It's one of the
great.
greatest reality shows.
It's
out
hilarious.
There.
Her-
Yes, it is.
especially the mom, the mother-in-law. Oh my god.
Does she mean accolade her?
Yeah, they had a bunch of.
Sure.
And then they said,
She went old school with it.
As long as Maurice doesn't Nakamura, man. I mean,
I
What's the?
They,
what's
they,
the
not if
Mrs.
they want
finisher?
another one.
know. The scroll crushing finale.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that-
there's a lot of sexual innuendos with like wrestling finishers.
Yeah, all the
It's
wrestling finishers.
so awesome. Yes, go watch Ms. and Mrs.
Awesome.
people.
Fucking Sasha.
All right, so let's get now to our 1 minute warning. Finally, who wants to go first this time? I know Mike has one in reserve. Do you want to? Start?
Yeah, I'm ready when
Okay, let me get.
yeah,
I
Mike
don't
can
even
go
know what to
first.
say.
Let me get the stopwatch.
You gonna stopwatch?
The stopwatch.
Make sure I can see the stopwatch.
All right, here's the stopwatch. You ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Vince McMahon is a rich kid with too many toys who doesn't want to share them with anybody. Look,
Or give them insurance.
as wrestling fans, we are happy that so many of these guys that we saw on the indies got signed to NXT. Some of them made it to the main roster, and obviously that's a big accomplishment for them. But the truth is, there are too many wrestlers on this roster, too many talented wrestlers that are getting wasted and not used. And of course people are going to complain because we've watched them and we know they're talented. And we understand that getting over on WWE main roster is different than getting over in the indies, and there's a different way about it. But, if you can't use them well, then, let them go other places. And I know a lot of people are starting to get that vibe, but there are just too many people on that roster that have so much talent, and there's just not enough time to show them all, and it's a disappointment. And that's their biggest problem with WWE right now.
All right. Now, Tommy, you say you took yours. Do you want to supplement that for another minute, or what do you want to do?
sorry.
No, you're good.
Ready?
Yeah, I can go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so my thing is, along with that, is not only do you have guys who can go other places, there are other places who are offering to pay them, if not as much, real close to it. I mean, maybe it'll be a couple of thousand less. Maybe, you never know. But these guys, they can't get paid. If it's not AEW with Tony Khan's money, it's New Japan, who is still in the market for opening up for American expansion. New Japan's starting the G1 Climax in Dallas, not Chicago, not California, not on the East Coast, Dallas, Texas. They're starting the G1 Climax, their biggest tournament that leads that starts the road to Wrestle Kingdom. And Vince keeps acting like, they have nowhere else to go. This is not 2002. They have at least 3 other places to go. Maybe not paying as much, but yet. So I'm just saying, man, you gotta really watch what you're doing with your talent.
Do you have anything today?
Okay.
Give us the experience.
The Tinaism experience.
Okay, I guess.
It's up to you.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, she's
Go.
gonna wing it.
Just
People,
like
3,
teaching.
2, 1, go.
Okay. So my thought is if you're going to switch all these people for the superstar shakeup, please utilize them correctly, or utilize them in general. Sometimes I feel like they do all these switches and they're like, oh yeah, look who's on Raw, look who's on SmackDown, and then they don't really use them. I like the whole, Bayley coming out and telling her, I am now a single competitor, I'm gonna go after your title kind of thing. I really wish that they would run with that, because I feel for a while she was like kind of pigeonholed in the hug life thing, or hug persona, and now they can kind of switch it a little bit for her to be a little bit more, heelish almost.
Edgy.
Yeah. Ember Moon, they really need to use her. I feel like they haven't used her a lot now that I know she was hurt, but I feel like if they're gonna push her to be a champion, they need to do it now. Also, Buddy Murphy, they better use him correctly.
Yeah.
There's so many people on the roster, exactly like they were saying, that don't get utilized correctly, and I think that if you're gonna bring them up, then you better use them.
Who's ready for Goth Bailey?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Emo Bailey.
That's
No.
a lot of merch to lose.
Yes.
We're going from
You
hug
guys-
life to
you-
thug life.
Wow.
Or goth life. The goth
You guys
experience.
covered everything that pretty much needs to be said
is
about the
basic
shakeup.
hug-
Millennial life.
Millennial life.
This is
So,
basic hugonomics.
if she raps on people,
Yo.
that would be epic.
That whole scenario just played in my head what you just did, and it looked fantastic. 'cause
I can't lie. I'm pretty sure that was a
I don't
kayfabe
know.
article at one point.
That
but-
could happen.
I don't know if there's a video. There's probably a video somewhere. I remember seeing a video of Bailey and I think it's Peyton Royce, and they rapped basically some of
Keep going.
Cena's rap songs, and they rap battled using the rap songs to see who knew the rap songs better. It was. I saw the video. It was great.
I didn't see that video.
It's from when they were.
I gotta
It's
find
when
that
they were
too.
both in NXT.
Oh,
I gotta find
God,
like
that's
that far
awesome.
back,
That is awesome.
and it was awesome.
All right. So it was a good time to bring in Thugonomics. But yeah.
There's never
I'm
a
just
bad time
saying.
to
I know.
I remembered. I just remembered when you said that. I was like, man, they need to. I was like, yeah, I remember seeing that
I love
video.
videos like that.
I think
Yeah.
Bailey
It's
won
just
because she knew all the words, or was it? Yeah, I think she won.
I mean,
Thug
they're
Bailey.
super fans. I believe
Yep.
it.
yeah.
Yeah, they are super fans.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
I'll get to mine here. Since you guys already covered everything about the shakeup and what needs to be said about the roster,
Okay.
I'm going to use my 1 minute to talk about Dark Side of the Ring. The very first
yeah.
episode debuted last week
didn't
on
watch that
Viceland,
yet.
formerly History 2, but a lot of that show does have the feel of like a History Channel documentary a little bit,
Really good.
but it was really good. They interviewed Eric Bischoff, Linda Balea, formerly Linda Hogan, Hulk Hogan's ex-wife, Lanny Poffo, excuse me. They got an old interview with Lex Luger, Jake the Snake Roberts. It is very interesting, the dynamic of that relationship between Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. That's really what this covers, the live things that happen backstage. But it's not for the faint at heart. At one point, when they do cover when Miss Elizabeth passes away, they do play the 911 call that Lex Luger made to the police. It's crazy but I'm enjoying the show. I highly recommend it. This week they are covering
Same.
the famed Montreal Screwjob.
When is it on?
What it's on? What's today?
Is it Thursday?
It's actually, I think it's on Wednesdays.
Oh, so it's today.
They would be on today.
Oh, yeah,
so
today's Wednesday.
Well,
today's
because we're Wednesday, we're
so,
taping.
First episode covered.
in
It's
the
a 6
past.
episode miniseries. They already covered the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, covering the Montreal Screwjob, and I think there is one later on about Fabulous Moolah, and some of the stuff that she got
That
into
could be
back.
interesting.
Yes. So check it out. If you don't have Iceland, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Really good documentary. I highly
Probably.
recommend it. So
YouTube.
yep.
YouTube.
All right. So next week we are going to be previewing Impact Wrestling's Rebellion, their second pay-per-view
Whoa.
of the year. Excuse me.
Cut him
Sorry.
off.
Yes.
No.
Talk with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't worry. I keep hitting the mic,
Yeah.
so you're good.
Which right now looks to be a crazy awesome show with 5 matches announced so far.
And
So,
as a person who just saw the Impact World Women's Champion live, yeah, I can concur.
yep. We'll talk about that next week, previewing it.
Hey, Valkyrie.
Oh, okay.
Yep. There's a lot that's going to be happening soon. It's kind of a weird dynamic having going from WrestleMania to Money in the Bank WWE side. So, but yeah, maybe now with Vince having competition, WWE steps up its game. We'll see.
And next month will be busy for us because we'll have Impact, Money in the Bank. What else?
All in.
All in.
Double
All
or
Elite
nothing.
Wrestling. Double or nothing.
Sorry.
Double or nothing.
Money in the Bank makes me think.
Hmm.
I think I might have a briefcase or two.
No, gosh.
Oh boy.
Well, I know somebody here.
Oh
has a
crap! I'm gonna have to
lunchbox.
change. We're gonna change seats. Change seats.
Last briefcase that happened around here, somebody got jumped, and thank God it wasn't me.
I think that's why I have a bald spot on my head. Okay.
But he has the big case.
I know.
I have the.
I was there when he bought it. It was WrestleMania 32.
Mine's a little
Yes, it was.
lunchbox, and that hurt him bad.
Oh, and since we're talking about that experience real quick before we go, my wife, who may or may not be present in our room here, her fondest
is?
memory from the access at WrestleMania was the little kid asking about bootios in a country accent. Where the
I get some bootios,
Yeah, pretty much like that.
Mama.
Y'all didn't tell me that.
Papa, I get me some
She
bootios.
heard it. It's hers, but yeah,
All right. All right, son, get some
That's
bootios.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
good times.
Good times.
How do
Good
you
times.
when we get older? How are we going to explain this to our children? Like,
I think my
Children,
children.
when they're older that we won't
I think
understand,
my.
they're going to have to
I think
explain
my
to us.
children already know.
I think
Yeah.
y'all's children already get it.
Ours are fine.
I'm waiting for the day that your daughter's sister Abigail somebody in a fight. That's
No,
all I'm
no,
waiting for. Just-
We do not. They watch it, but we tell them we do not do that to each
We don't
other.
do that
okay?
at home, but the way Jay loves Finn Balor, I wouldn't be surprised if he double stomps some kid that's giving him crap on the playground.
Whatever, JC.
From the top of a slide.
You're gonna be
He'll
laying
be
on
like,
the
he
couch
did
one
what?
day.
He did what? Okay, did the kid sell it?
Jay's gonna show up. One
Did
day
he
with
win the
paint on.
match? Yeah.
We really need to get that ticket to take a picture with the family.
I want my kids to.
All four of us
I
take a
want
picture with
Jay
Finn Balor.
as Demon Balor for Halloween one day at kindergarten. That'd be
Kindergarten.
great. That would be great.
That'd be
And when you
amazing.
drop him off, play the music as he walks in.
Yep.
See all the kids in kindergarten.
I still
would
think
be
he should be the
awesome.
Miz first.
Oh,
My son's always wearing sunglasses, so I'm like, it's perfect. He's
So just get
give him a little cape. We're
So
good.
get him a Naruto Hollywood headband like the Miz has.
And-
From
And I'm sure he'd wear it.
Yeah,
When they hit that magical double-digit age, they need to walk into school like this music.
absolutely
God.
they do.
He will totally play the music for him too.
I will. I will
Hey.
take them to
I'll be
school on their
like,
10th
no.
birthday with the 10 on their shirt.
JC, why are you playing the entrance to the show again?
No,
Hey,
or is it?
Hey, and when they walk in, pull a Family Guy. Ollie, hold the kids up. That's it. Thanks, Ollie.
Again, our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe to the Countdown to Geeks YouTube channel. Send us your thoughts, your predictions for Impact Rebellion. There's 5 matches announced so far. I don't know if they're going to add any more, but it looks to be a loaded show. It's going to be awesome. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just told me the lineup so far, and I was like, wow, I know those people.
You're going to be on the show next week then?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right,
Awesome.
cool.
I just need to watch it more.
For all you fans of the Countdown City Geekcast, of course, we most recently met a lot of us at the San Antonio Assemble event out at Heroes and Fantasies. Thanks for coming out, saying hi. We're going to be getting ready for Endgame
And free comic book day.
and Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, so we will probably have a non-spoiler review of Endgame after it releases, a real short one.
Not us, the podcast people.
The podcast, Countdown City Geekcast.
In game.
I'll call in, but whatever.
No, you're not.
Okay, well,
Whoa there.
our on Free Comic Book Day, May 4th, may the 4th be with you, / Star Wars
also with
Day,
you.
/ Robert's birthday.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
We'll be at Dragon's Lair for Free Comic Book Day.
Oh,
We're doing
sorry.
a live
Oh, nice.
show. Most likely going to be reviewing Avengers Endgame. So
Avengers.
go
End-
see Endgame, and if you haven't by the time that live show comes around, sorry, we're probably going to
Sorry
start
about
for
your
you.
damn
Guys,
Then
luck.
don't watch.
Go see
But watch.
Endgame, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Avengers Endgame. The one day I'm positive I will not eat all day, and I don't care if I pass out. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. I'm fasting for like
This is
12 hours before.
just hook up an IV to me, and I'll sit and watch the movie.
We
I
need,
mean-
we need a babysitter.
yeah, it's 3 hours on a weekday. We're talking about this off air.
Okay.
Melinda,
ju-
I need
It's
a
funny. We
babysitter.
ask him every episode.
Look, just put the kids in a nice room with no sharp objects, lock it, and just come on back. Everything will be fine.
Look,
Says the guy who has no kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, we'll bring our dog over. He'll protect them. It'll be
Okay.
I said says the guy who has no kids. So don't listen to me in the least bit. Was what the whole gist of that whole seminar was.
Right. That's a whole other discussion.
You-
Anyway.
This guy.
You guys
This
weren't
guy.
left home alone at 3 and 4. No, I'm just kidding.
I
mean, I
was
mean-
asleep. Or I was on my Super Nintendo for all
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
probably.
I was
Yeah.
12. First time.
I couldn't be. I'd get in too much trouble if I was at
Yeah.
home alone.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining us, especially to all our new subscribers. We hope you enjoy the show. Definitely tune in next week. Send us some comments. Watch some past episodes. We have a lot of fun
Yeah.
here.
Here I am hitting the
Watch
mic
the
again.
Speaking of other Geekcast stuff, watch the Game of Thrones recap from last.
Yes, we had a Game of
from
Thrones
last Sunday's
event.
live
If you're a new
Review.
subscriber, watch the blooper reel. Go back and
Yes,
find
watch that.
it.
Oh yeah, find the blooper reel from the last year.
And wait till you see when the next one
Stay
comes
tuned.
out.
We may or may not be doing another Game of Thrones event at Play Live Nation. Just talking with Steady about it. He's not sure yet, but a lot of people want to see it there. So we'll see. We'll see, definitely. Maybe not this weekend because it is Easter. So
Also, shout out to AJ Nightwing for stepping in a few times on the
yes,
live broadcast.
He's the MVP, and his dad paid him in tacos, which he deserved that.
With no drinks.
Hey, he was
Oh,
running that
gosh.
table, man.
He was doing good.
Yeah.
I dream of the
Great
day I can be
charisma.
paid in tacos.
Yes.
Let's just say.
Same.
Yes. Over here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
Over there we got Mike.
Thanks.
My beautiful wife Tina.
Bye guys.
And I'm JC. Have a great Easter, everybody, if you do celebrate it. And most importantly, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
We out.
So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.